never satisfied, always on the rise. Looking for a reason just to close my eyes. Man, I'm tired, I don't wanna try, but I gotta try. Who gon' get it if it isn't I? And I'm always high, I'm supposed to fly. Me, I'm full of life, I don't wanna die. I can't even lie, even when I try. Never pans out, I'm an honest guy. Hey, fully occupied, life might like a prison. Bars on top of bars, but I'm never drinking. Hey, can't let anything affect my way of thinking. Kept my circle small, and it keeps on shrinking. Keep my way too strong, everybody's sinking.
Hi and welcome to another section of Jeff the Master Barber. On this edition, I'm just gonna show you how I do the step to do a blowout on this little kit. The father said not to cut the top, just do a blowout. So that's what I'm gonna follow and I'm gonna do. That's actually rule number one, consultation. Whether it's a little kid or an adult, you still ask what he's gonna get done. And then if you have something that it looks, you could give him a suggestion. If you think that you could make something that it could be better for his look or whatever. And if he says yes, then do it. But if not, just do what he says. He's the boss, he's the one that's paying you. Follow instruction and you should be okay. Then the next step, whatever trimmer you have and whatever I'm doing right now, like I always said in my video, you know, you don't have to have exactly my tools, or you don't have to do it the way that I do it. I'm doing this for those who never grabbed a clipper before. That's why I do this. And if you know, as a barber, you're still growing and you want to learn new techniques, and I do something that you never do and you tried it and it works for you, this is how why I do the video. This is why I do the video. Right now I'm using guard number 2, and I know that I was trying to inform you all that, but after the trimmer, the next step that I did, it was past guard number 1, and now I'm into guard number 2. It was level open, now it's level 2 close, level close, and we're gonna pass it in that area right there where I'm passing it. Make sure you always brush it. Have a little brush or comb, whatever your preference of choice. You know, it don't have to be necessarily the ones that I have or exactly what I have, like I said before. Right now I'm using guard number 1, level open, and I'm just gonna use if you notice, I'm using just the corner, the left corner of the clipper. The clipper, for the ones that never know, they don't know about anything about barbershop or the tools, the clipper has a lever on the left side which you could open or close, and that's the one that allow you to, you know, do the fades, blowout, and it has a wider, typically has a wider blade and is a bigger machine compared to a trimmer. The trimmer was the one that doesn't have no lever on the side, and it's a lot smaller, usually tends to be a lot smaller. Right now we're still using the magic clip. What I like about this magic clip is the blade, the crunch technology. And right now I'm using the Oysters shears. I think these ones are the 5.5 inches, and I bought it at Sally's too, but I'm sure you could get it at Amazon or eBay. I'm gonna leave the link below of this video. It's gonna be the link where I usually get it, or you could get it at. And right now this is the trimmer. Like I was saying, it's a lot smaller, the blade's a lot smaller, and it's basically to trim or to clean. You know, in this case, since the other side we're gonna be doing in this side we're gonna be doing what we did in the other sides. We're gonna do like a little arch, our first guideline. Try not to make it too big. It's not a taper, it's a blowout, small right there. The second step that I'm doing is using guard number 1, level close, and I'm using the right corner of the clip. I'm not using the whole blade, I'm just using the corner. Now we jump into clip number 2, level close, and I'm using again just the right corner more, using the right corner just so that could get that shadow or whatever, that bulkiness or that dark spot that you see. That's where I'm trying to kind of blend in or fade in, whatever you may call it in your city, in your town. Everybody have different terms, different ways to say it, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna come out what I'm trying to say, you know, is basically to do the blend in, the semi blend in, the semi blowout. And yes, brush it. If you don't have a brush, comb it. And yes, now we're using no guards and the level is open. And notice I'm holding his head because he was falling asleep, and I don't want him to kind of like fall really to asleep and then his head turn to the side and miss out the haircut. So even though the little kid doesn't move, he's very well behaved, I still hold his head just because he was falling asleep. That's all. Otherwise, if he was not falling asleep, I would be using more to keep brushing the hair so it could fall into place. Now once I have the little blowout and I start shaping that right there, giving it the little curve, you know what I mean, the most outside, keep it natural. And then upside down I start like passing it, and then I use the corners, in this case the right corner, to make the curve of the in top of the ear. And now I'm gonna use the whole blade right here. See, I'm gonna use the whole blade and keep it as much natural and outside possible. Right there, I'm using the whole blade. Now for the corner, I'm gonna use the right corner of the trimmer, and then I'm gonna keep making the arch and just keep it really nice outside. And it's kind of like a pen or pencil drawing, you know, with it, using the corners as if it was a pen, or the point of a pencil or pen, and kind of draw it. And you see it from there, you see the result. So right here, I'm using the technique unlike the other side, just to show you that you could do it if you don't have a shears, or you're afraid to do shears over comb. You could do trimmer over comb, especially trimmer, because trimmer is a lot tighter. And right now I'm using the comb with the big teeth that is acting like a kind of like guard number one. And notice how the blend in it looks a lot better. So now we move into the back, right? Now that we got the both sides done, now we're gonna fade in the back. We're gonna do the blowout. So it's basically like a mini type fade, if you wanna say, but in that section, instead of being high or medium low fade or anything like that. The blowout is just right there. And then we're gonna move into the magic clip level, the 116 level open, and we're gonna pass, and we're gonna make that, you know, that level right there. You don't have to make the line, the guideline so perfect, because at the end of the day, that line or that guideline is gonna be blend in, it's gonna be fade in. So it's just so you know what I mean. You have to have clean that level first. You know what I mean. Now we move into the guard number one level open. When I mean level is the, like I said, once again, if you see the clipper, the machine on the left side has like that right there, that level opens and closes. And just because it opened and closed, that doesn't mean that when you going up you're gonna close it or you're gonna open it right away. You know, you open it little by little or close it little by little. So now we move into the other step, which is guard number two, level open. So if you do those two, that's 2.5, right? And then the stroke is a lot longer. The stroke is a lot longer, as you can see. And I'm passing it right with the bulky or the line or the shadow. And I keep passing it from left to right, right to left. And notice that I did close the level just a little bit, but not completely. And if I see that it's not grabbing, then I close it more. And then if it's not grabbing, that means that I have to switch it to the next level down. Then the next level down, it will be, instead of a 2.5, then 2. Then if 2 doesn't work, then 1.5. And then when you close the level little by little, then it's gonna, until it close. That's guard number one, and that's what I have right now. Guard number one, level close. And we keep passing it right to left, left to right. And you notice, look how the blend in is starting to kind of, you see how all the shadows and all the bulkiness and all that is starting to go away. But we still got to work our way down. So as we going down, now we're going to the next level, which it was the 116. And then when we passed it the first time, it didn't grab. Then now we close the level. The level was closed. And we passing it in that area. Notice the lower you go the smaller the stroke, and you gotta stay right exactly where you see the shadow and the line right there, and keep passing it. And if you see that it's not grabbing and you pass it, then you go to the next level. That's right, no guard, no clip, and right now is level. It was a little bit less than half, but not completely close. And we're gonna pass it left to right, right to left, and now I close it, and now we're gonna stick in the line right there. Make sure you brush it. Make sure you brush your client, your kid. Make sure you brush the area that you just cut or fade in, so the hair excuse me, so the hair that you just cut is not stuck to the skull or to his head, and the hair, whatever the other hair, it falls back in place. Right here, I'm going back to basic. I like better doing this technique, scissors over comb, and I'm using right here the shears, the Ulster 6.5, and it's a lot longer, so I could grab more hair. And notice the combs is gonna have big teeth, and then the other side is small teeth. The big teeth is when there's a lot of volume. In this case, like right here, there's a lot of volume. So I don't have to take, if I do it with the small T, it will be like a 1/16. That would be too tight to do the scissors over comb. But if I do it with the big T, that's like a number 1. And like this, I have more control on what I want to take. Sure, I could use maybe a number 3 or number 4. So other barbers will tell you to do it like that too, which they are right too. But I'm right too. It's just we all got different ways to do things, and this is the way that I do it. That's why I say this is a tutorial showing you how I do my blowout. I didn't say this is how you have to do it. No, I said this is how I do it. I'm not saying for you to do it. So I leave that to other people. If they are teachers and they like to show, that's good on them. But me, I'm not saying that I'm a teacher, and I'm not showing you. I'm just if I am showing it, is the way how I do it, but I'm not telling you to do it like that. But if you see something that you maybe do, and like I said in the beginning of the video, and you never do, and you tried it and it works, that by all means, that's what I do, just to help, just that little simple thing. But yeah, we're in the back. We're still doing the details. I'm using guard number 1, level open. No, it was closed. And then right here, I noticed that with the 1/16, it was not gonna grab. So right away, I figured in my head, since I've been doing blend, fade, and blowout for many years, I already could tell. But if it was you, then you would try the 1/16. But I know you would have noticed that it would have not grabbed. So automatically, I already knew that I have to go skip the 1/16 and go with the half. So right now, now that I got it all blended in, I'm gonna use the shaver, the electric shaver, while you see that I was doing, and that will last a little bit, like a day or 2 more. Right now, I'm doing the box out in the front. I always start right in the middle, so you start from the center, and that's how I think, for me, it give me how center is gonna be the box out. I work my way from the center to the right, as you could tell, and I go little by little. I don't rush it, especially the kid that was falling asleep, so I'm still holding his head, just in case if he moves. Then notice I start kind of dropping the line. I don't go too high, and I know later on I could take more, or I could raise it up. The left side I could raise it up, but right now what the camera is seeing is what normally I'd be looking at the mirror. So always look at the mirror. The mirror never lies, and it's gonna show you where you have to do the adjustment, and that's one thing that you gotta look out. You gotta look out for the mirror. The mirror never lies. It shows you. It's a tool. That's why they're in the barbershop. Mirrors, very important, and so right now we're doing the line, the box out, and in this side we're doing the arch. And once again we leave everything as natural possible. The more natural and the more outside you do the box out of a lineup, the longer it's gonna last the haircut and the more natural it's gonna look. As you could tell, the kid is basically sleeping. He's like dazed out. I'm still passing the Andy shaver. I like this shaver, electric shaver. I think it's lightweight, better grip, and it doesn't irritate. And just, I tried all different electric shaver, and the one that I always find myself going back is to the Andy Plus. And as for a trimmer, this trimmer this is what, day number 5. The wall detailer cordless. Definitely they did it with this trimmer. I'm very impressed. Right now, if you notice, I didn't put no cream because little kids, they don't get irritation. Depend on the skin. You could read some of the skin of kids or no kids. But the reason why I do it dry only in this part for the lineups, because they grab more, and the ashy look of you see that white ashy lines, it makes it sharp, and it's like a defense line. So that way I know that I already passed the blade there and not to push it back, and it makes the line a lot sharper. When you put a little bit of cream, which I do it most of the time, but this is all the skin and the hair touch and the hair, how it looks, texture. It's gonna tell you. You're gonna read it at time, and you're gonna see what I'm saying. Sometimes when you put too much water or too much cream, the blade, it glides too much that it doesn't grab hair. It just glide. So in this case, when it's dry, it has a grip the hair really nice, which make it nice and sharp the lines. And as you could tell, the little kid is he's slipping, and that's how you know you have that good hand, when the little kid is just right there slipping. So we passing it, and that's all you have to do. You have to be gentle, treat everybody with that same mentality, make sure how you want to be treated. Right now I'm using the Elegance gel, and I'm putting a lot, and I could have left it like that, but I'm gonna show you another thing that you could do just to spice it up, and you could always take it off. I always I used to do this back in the days, talking about back in the days, like 10-15 years ago. I've been cutting hair for more than 20 years. Yes, I'm 42, and I've been cutting since, before Instagram and all the social media. And I put a lot of gel, and then once I do that, I grab the comb, and I try to use the small teeth to get it real tight and even, the gel. And then what I do, I grab the comb and I use it to the side like that, and it's gonna cause kind of like, it's gonna give it that look right there. Obviously it's no wave. Some people will call it waves, although it will be like separating hair. And it will give it a nice look. So I do it to comb to the side, all right, and make sure that it looks all even. And then right here I go against it the opposite way, and then it looks like that, right, with the comb or with the clip, any clip. In this case, I think I'm using clip number 3. And then I retouch again. I see some hairs that it caught my attention, that it needs to be more straight, and that's what I did. So this is him before the haircut, right? This is how he looks before the haircut. And finished work, is gonna come through. Watch, right now. And this is after the haircut. If you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, this is the moment to do so. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at JR77Barber. And yes, the only thing that I ask is to share the video. If you have someone that want to learn, or you like the channel, share it with that person. Thank you for your time and your support. It's your boy Jeff the Master Barber. Peace.